to chase. Style never second hand, never second in command. Never stopping for a second, nothing will find in our lane.
Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the GSMC. First of all, I want to apologise for the break in the week last week, but we are back here with our endurance event. We are at a amazingly sunny and extremely hot Donnington Park this week. But first of all, I want to introduce you. I do have someone in the commentator booth with me. He has raced in the GSMC a whole host, and he has raced a lot in this season. Unfortunately, he can't make any of the further races, so he's decided to join me in the booth for this one. Let me welcome you to Xanax.
Thank you for having me. Great to be joining you and seeing the other perspective. So, it's hoping to some good racing at a track I used to frequent a lot as a kid. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, it's such a shame that you're not on this track, because like I said to you before, this was one of the tracks that I put in specifically because you've been requesting it so often as we race.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry for that.
So I put it in, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't make it." But
oh, sorry, I'm getting deployed with the military, so I'm sorry you can't say no to that tax-free.
Yeah, but I'm glad to have you here in the commentator box with me. At least you can join in some of the fun.
Exactly, that's my view. Exactly.
So as I said, we are just in a practice session. We are here at Donnington Park, back in the UK, where we have this sudden heat wave going on. Not quite sure what's going on, but the heat wave, the air temperature at the moment is at 41 degrees with a track temperature of 45 degrees. This is going to make it extremely challenging for our drivers on their tyres today.
So just by chance, is the date July 21st, 2022? Because this is exactly the temperature we had last summer in the UK. I remember walking down in London and it was just absolutely diabolically brutal.
Funny enough, I may have seen those temperatures while I was setting this race up, so that might have something to do with it. I am seeing that the temperature in the sunlight, in the direct sunlight, can hit a 42 degrees today during the race. And we have Carter Gaming saying hi in the chat. Hello, Carter. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're okay. Yes, so we are going to hit some extreme temperatures in this endurance race, which is for 1 hour this evening. We're probably going to see multiple pit stops for tyres, because I'm hearing they're just turning into molten glue after a while.
Which makes sense with that higher direct sun comes those higher tag temperatures, and the Radical itself is just a very high deck car anyway. It's just going to eat through them, and it's going to result in some interesting racing.
Yep, absolutely, I totally agree. So we are just in our practice session now, so this is just where the drivers are getting out on track, making sure everything is working. We have a huge field this evening. I'm so excited. We have 14 drivers, which is probably one of the biggest fields we've seen so far. We have 2 drivers returning, so we have Flyler, who is brand new to this cup, but he used to race with us quite a lot before until he got busy, which everyone does. So he is back for the final race this season, and hopefully he's going to join us a lot more next time. And we have the returning Oblong. Oblong, as we're going to see in just a minute, he is still up there in the team standings with just the 2 races he's done, so he did really well in the opening 2 rounds, so it's really good to see him back. So,
and we're just seeing quite a few guys spin off at the Melbourne hairpin right there. We had Schmidt initiate a bit of a conga line of a train of guys spinning off. A little bit of contact, but this is practice, so no threat there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us look at our season standings, because this is extremely interesting. So we have the 2 full one-ton racing team drivers, that Twin Float and Spook, neck and neck on points. They have exactly 50 points apiece. So they are tied 1 and 2 for the championship so far. We have JR in the FLD racing team just behind with 40 points. And his teammate, Juan Owaski in the FLD racing team, just behind him with 33 points. I want to make it clear, we have double points available for this round, so we have 40 points available. So any one of the top 4 can probably win this championship today if they do well enough and the other drivers fall behind, but the top 2 drivers is insane. So both on 50 points. Then we have Frozen Joy just behind him, 5th place on 30 points, with Ricky Tan in 6th with 28. Xanax, the man here, he's currently in 7th place in the championship without taking part in 3 of the races. He is in 7th place as it stands. Can he beat Jack, who is neck and neck on points? So Xanax, Jack and Schmidt, 7th, 8th, 9th, all on 15 points today. So
unfortunately, I do think I'm going to lose 7th place today, just with the 2 guys participating in double points. So, c'est la vie.
Yeah, so 7 points could slip away. So then, like I said, we have Oblong as well in 10th place. So he's still in the top 10, even though he's only done 2 races so far. Then down towards the back, we have Korski in 11th with 9 points, who is equal points with Lynchy on 12, who's also on 9 points. Jordan, he scored well, so he scored points on his last race out. He's brand new to sim racing against Jordan. He's in 13th place, scored 3 points on his last one. We have Mason, unfortunately can't make it, who's on 14th with 2 points. Ollie, who also can't make it this evening with 15 points. And then at the back with no points at the moment is Mr. Wild Boys. So hopefully we can get him some points today with a double point. That would be amazing for him and his team.
I was just about to say, getting Wild Boys on the board would be excellent.
He deserves it. He puts in so much effort.
With the effort he puts in, he very much deserves it, and it's a crying shame he's not been able to get any points on the board. I think it's just been bad luck, unfortunately.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, with a big grid like this, actually we're up to 14 races now. Yeah, so big grid like this today, it could be anyone really.
It could be, and it ain't over until the checkered flag as well.
Exactly, and endurance race is all about making sure that you stay on the track and you are consistent. You might not be the fastest, but if you can
But so long as you are consistent, you can keep pounding those laps in and not spin off, you are going to be good.
Exactly. If you can not drop 10, 20 seconds from a little spin somewhere, then you are going to be doing well today.
Or even just locking up into the hairpin, or just as long as you can preserve those tyres and just keep at it. Just keep chipping away.
I mean, as a driver of these cars, you've experienced this. How bad is the flat spot situation that we hear from these drivers?
So, the flat spotting in these cars, bear in mind this was 3 weeks ago I last drove them, unfortunately. It was pretty intense compared to the other vehicles we've driven in the GSMC. Now, part of that might just be our factor too as a sim as a whole, but I remember after Alton Park, my wrists were dead. It was to the point where I named the setup wrist torture, just because it was that bad. So, yeah, the flat spotting it's very prevalent. It is very noticeable on these cars, and if you're just driving lap after lap after lap after lap, it's going to become not just a psychologically draining, but also physically draining as well.
Yeah, I agree, and especially for an hour. I mean,
especially for an hour.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to extend their tyre life to an hour.
Oh God, no.
So we are going to see some pit stops today. I know there's people like JR who is very good on his tyre wear, like very good. So he's going to be looking to maximise one of his stints, I would imagine. Probably push his first stint as long as he can, pit late, and have a fresh set of tyres and low fuel for the end part is what JR would look to. I reckon most of the other field will probably try and split it 50-50, 50% of the race on and then split and 50%, which would be good for them. So I think that's going to be a huge play.
And I would not be surprised to see people try for the two-stop as well, push hard on the tyres and just accept the hit and just realise that we've got to stop twice to actually make this strategy work, basically make our tyres work for us.
Yeah, that's interesting.
If they can have that lap time and keep pushing up and just do that, that could result in a very interesting race from the strategy perspective as well. The one stop versus two, which one's going to work? we don't know at this time. We don't have the Formula One databases and the shenanigans like that.
That is very true. And I wonder whether I'm not sure on this car. I haven't looked into it unfortunately for this week, but I don't know. I think the car can handle the amount of fuel it needs for an hour. But I wonder whether it's worth people actually putting fuel in at stops. It does take a little bit longer, but you do save a lot of time on track in these cars because they're so light.
Because they're so light. There's just 1 liter of fuel just makes all that difference in the weight.
It will be very, very interesting to see. So actually, we are at the end of our qualifying session. We still have a few drivers out on track. So we have Twin Flow here that we're watching on board now, who is just behind his brother in the timings as it stands. Only 3/10 behind. It's 1/10 now, so that last lap for him was 1/10 slower. So actually, even though we've had a longer gap, the grid is quite close together actually. So we're talking...
Oh, we just lost Spook.
No, we haven't. We are switching to qualifying, I believe. Oh, maybe we did lose Spook. Oh, that isn't good. Maybe good for the race.
Maybe good for the race, but
not good for Spook. Yeah, so that is the end of practice. We are just waiting for a few drivers to finish up. We can see Frozen Good actually going down the chicanes in that amazing livery Top Goon car. Remind me again, who was your teammate?
Myself, it was Korski.
It was Korski, yeah. So you were in the Peniston Oil.
Absolutely, the homage to that endurance race Top Gear did.
So let us just switch into qualifying. We'll be back after this. Okay, and welcome into qualifying as we see the cars all scramble out to the end of the pit lane. The red light is on. Make sure you don't push through that. We do have Jack or Stumpy at the back of the grid. He is banned from qualifying today. He accrued 3 penalty points in his overall season standings, which means he cannot qualify for the session. So we have Jack starting at the back of the grid. He's good, Jack. He can come through. He won one of the endurance events by being spun at the first corner and was in last place and managed to finish first. Can he do it again today, Zana?
I don't know. I do not know. We shall see. That is the ultimate answer.
Oh, actually, we're just seeing as well, Twin Flow and the FLD racing team coming together on track out and qualifying. They're actually scrapping together, looking like they're trying to get ahead of each other. I wasn't sure which... Was that ASCII? No, was it ASCII?
I don't think it was ASCII. I don't think it was ASCII. I think that may have been his teammate. But the reason the guys are scrapping is all for that track position. If you can get that clear air and not have to deal with the dirty air, especially in these cars, it is critical.
So yeah, so that is interesting. That is actually put Twin Flow on the back foot. So he's going to be half a lap down. Considering the timing's very tight, 15 minutes isn't a hell of a long time. You can get maybe 2 or 3 runs in if you do well, but if you mess up, flat spot a tyre, you've got to pit and start again, do your outlap again.
Exactly, with the outlap and then setting your time, you're looking at about 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky runs. It's critical to get a banker lap in early, and if you're coming together on your outlap, that's just no bueno.
Yeah, that is not what you need to do. And actually, we see JR and ASCII pushing right to the edge of the limit of the pit lane there. We see ASCII running wide as well on the exit, so he's going to have to scrap this lap. If he doesn't, there could be a penalty in the future for him.
He's continuing. Frozen is as well, going wide apparently.
So there's a whole host of drivers actually pushing really hard. I know the track temperature has slightly increased again for qualifying, between qualifying and practice, and it could possibly go up even more for the race. So these guys need to look after their tyres on their outlap, I think. They're not going to have any problems in getting these tyres up to temperature today. So
exactly,
we're just right on board with ASCII, who goes through the first section with a 20.717 sector time. Let's see his middle sector time. They're all going to show us purple at the minute because we don't have a representative time in at the minute. So he does a 36.192. We do have a yellow in sector 1 as well, so someone's probably gone off at turn 1.
Yep, that's Flyler. He's returned to pits at this time.
Okay, so Flyler has gone off at turn 1, returned back to the pits. And we are just watching Askew now going through the hairpin. And it looks like he has scrapped
He
this lap.
abandoned his lap,
Yeah, he's
allowed
definitely-
Frozen to go through.
Yeah, so that is good from him. So this won't be his fastest lap time, which is good to see because he doesn't want a penalty, that's for sure. But we see JR setting the first lap time with a 31.
And
with a
Frozen
30.9.
beating it by a significant portion with a 129.5.
129. That is probably one
Going
of the
wide.
That is probably one of the fastest laps I've seen around here today. What is? I can't remember what I've been seeing in practice. I'm just going to get those up.
I was just seeing 129s in the practice at the start of today. This
Yeah.
is today's broadcast, so just pipping into the 129s. So 129.5, if there was an actual valid lap, is quite a quick one.
Yep, absolutely. So we actually have our regular here this evening, Mr. Terabyte. Says, evening boots, looking forward to some close racing. Boys at the back of the grid are here. Terabyte, he is. Unfortunately, Jack has accrued enough penalty points this season to not be allowed to take part in this qualifying session. As you can hear, I do have a co-commentator, which is Mr. Xanax, with me this
G'day.
evening. He is a racer in the GSMC, but unfortunately he can't race, but he can join me in the pit box, or the commentator's box, if not in pit box, this evening. So we do have two of us tonight for the whole hour. So, you know, double trouble for your ears.
You have my sympathy.
So actually,
So Twinflow, but
Yeah.
Twinflow with another quick lap at 129.69. So the gap is only 1.5 tenths. This is going to be some incredibly close qualifying.
yeah, I totally agree. We're just watching on board with Askew, who gets so out of shape at the final corner that he's hurt him big time down the straight. So he didn't set a massively fast time there with a 29.5, and he runs wide again on the exit, spins into turn one. They are pushing their luck through turn one, that is for sure. But, yeah,
You almost... Spook is struggling with PC issues, unfortunately. So
that is a shame. I've just seen him reconnect and disconnect again.
yep. So yet to set a lap, you've got Korski, Askew, Flyler, and Wild Boys.
So actually, let's say that. Well, let's ride on board with your teammate, Korski, through a lap.
Mr. Korski, running a little bit wide into Redgate, but coming down Carena curves. Let's see. Hope he keeps it pinned. Come on, Korski. Looking good so far now. Just remember to keep it wide into the old hairpin. Take that nicely. Good stuff. Into the Carena curves now, underneath Starsky's bridge. Correct, that's not the Carena curves. I'm bad at reading a map. Into McLean's. Nice apex, nice exit. Could have gone a little wider, but the important thing in these cars is carrying the speed. Into Coppice. Little bit touchy on the apex there. And now back onto Starkey Straight, just
Yeah, so he's gonna
flats out
He's going to lose
past
a
the
little
old
bit.
museum.
He's going to lose a little bit of speed down there from that.
Little bit, but hopefully not too much. Into the S's. Good stuff, keeping it within track limits. And then bombing down to Melbourne Hairpin, upcoming here.
Look at that.
Nice
and
and late on the brakes, hit the apex, powering out of it.
really minimises his wheel spin as well on the exit there. It was really nicely done.
That was very nicely done. And the last hairpin into Goddard's.
Oh, no, he's going to go round. Oh, he catches it.
He catches it, but that Tokyo drift style, that's not going to do his lap time any good, or his tyres. And with only 8 minutes left in the session, that's... ooh.
So he actually crossed the line, but I didn't see a representative time come up for him. So was that...
No,
Was he on an outlap?
I don't think that was an outlap. I think he may have got track limits somewhere, but I didn't see it. We watched him all the way from
Yeah,
Redgate.
I wasn't sure. I didn't see him come up with a middle sector time. So it was somewhere between in the middle sector. I think that it may have been that cut at Coppice that might have got him when he got the wheel on the inside. That possibly could have got him.
Quite possibly.
But yeah, the car is looking good, but we need him. We need Korski. We need. Oh, Askew still hasn't set a time either, so he may have.
Which is surprising, given Askew, to be honest. He's usually fairly quick.
Yeah, I agree. Askew's very fast, so we're probably going to see him. He's on an outlap at the moment, so we're going to see him fly up the board at some point. But let's look at the top. So we actually haven't got a Spook to qualify yet. So even if he gets his PC up and running and gets into the race,
He may end up. It's going to be tight whether he actually.
Yeah, gets a qualifying lap.
Qualifies.
Yeah, it'll be all or nothing for him essentially on one lap. So we got a middle sector for Korski this time. He is 1.5 seconds down on his middle sector, but he goes through the final corner, down the start finish. So you need to keep it to the right hand side there just to maximise your speed to line. Crosses the line, jumps up into 8th place there. That is
The 134 room for improvement, but at least it's a lap on. It's a lap on the board.
Yeah, he's only 2/10 behind Lynchy in 8th place. So yeah, if he can inch up a little bit more, he can get in between Lynchy and Askey. You can say that Askey is now up into 7th place with a 33.2. There's definitely some more time there for Askey, I believe.
100%. Askey is very, very quick.
But we're also seeing Ricky Tan putting in a strong performance today. He's only 1.9 seconds behind Frozenberg. He still holds the fastest lap. So I'm wondering whether the track heating up is affecting these drivers, whether we've had the peak performance window right at the start.
That is a distinct possibility, and if they're not used to the track conditions, then they're going to be thrown off. The braking point's going to be off. The turn-in point's going to be off. The car is just not going to behave the same way to what these guys have been used to and been practicing.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're still riding on board Korski, so he is up on his middle sector actually. So he was 0.1, he was 1.5 for his middle sector last time, but he's now 1.1. So this is looking like a faster lap for Korski as it stands. So let's see if he can jump up into 7th or 8th with this one. Gets the car in nicely. A little bit early on the turn. He's got to run wide on the exit. He's got to tighten up his line. Gets it sort of just held together. Crosses the line now.
That's a 132.6. That's a much needed improvement.
Yeah, so up to 7th place. Yeah, so nice. That is a really nice time from Korski, and he is abandoning that. So he is probably saying, with this much time left, I am done.
I am done. There is not enough time to get out there and do another lap.
Let's have a look on board with this man, Mr. Twinflow. So he was actually 0.1 temp up on Frozen for the first sector, 8,000 down on the second sector, but I've just seen him running extremely wide at the hairpin, getting all sorts of outtakes that this might not do. I'm dead happy. Will Spook start last on the grid if you can't reconnect? I'm dead happy. Yes, essentially, if we can get him back in before the start of the race, he will start last. But it looks like he's in the game and he's on track. So actually, Spook on an outlap, 4 minutes to go. Let's watch this man, because he is gonna be like, can he just clear this from his head? Can he clear these PCs from his brain and just set a lap? So
I was going to say, I was recommending we ride on board with Spook as he starts a lap right about now.
Yep, so we are with Spook as he crosses the line into the first corner. So someone exit the pit lane and that's put him off.
There.
Oh god, so he's had to narrow his entry to turn 1 there. That is not going to help him.
Within the line, still keeps it within the line, so that's good as you go into the Ukraine curves.
So there's a street through here, look at this. The cars just speed through this. It's one of my favourite parts of this track.
And then to the old hairpin, keeps it nice and smooth through there.
I'm dead happy to start the Metal Gear Solid alert music. Dun 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 dun. No! Oh, bless him. But yeah,
somebody ran wide ahead of him, but he keeps it tidy.
I wonder who that is. I need a track map, I swear.
I know. I should be bouncing. I should be bouncing through the field for you, but I'm just too interested in Spook's lap. See how he does.
Yeah, I'm very interested. So Spook is a 10th down, nearly 2 tenths down in the first sector, and 3 tenths down in the second sector. So he could be just bringing the tyres in.
Yeah, a bit of a cut maybe on that first into the S's.
Yeah, it was right on the edge there.
Right on the limit,
yeah.
Right on the limit.
And this is what Spook does actually. Spook plays right to the limit all of the time, which is good to see and bad. Like sometimes it costs him. Yeah, sometimes it costs him.
I was just about to say. Remember was it the first race of the
season?
Yeah,
not kill. Yeah,
not kill. Yes.
Oh, and he gets a little drift on there.
Little bit squirrely, but again, this is going to be better than nothing as a time on the board, and that is a 129.8.
Lovely job by Spook. Straight into third. and he's still, look at that, look at his third sector time actually, 2/10 faster than anyone else in his
So
third
there is
sector alone.
plenty of time on the board for
Yeah.
Spook. I
So-
would not be surprised if Frozen Droid's pole comes under threat.
Yeah, I agree. The Twin Throws actually closed that gap to a 10th and a half now.
It was always a 10th and a half.
Was it always a 10th and a half?
It was
Okay.
always a 10th and a half, yeah.
So we've got Twin Throw in second place. So are we going to see potentially Frozen Droid? Yeah, look at this. We've got 8 thousandths up on his first sector for Spook. So yeah, he definitely lost some time, I think, from the first, but from his first lap with the people coming out the pit lane and spin ahead of him. You know, it kind of gets in your head a little bit. So we see him.
The mind games and the compromising of the line as well. That's just never a good thing you want to see as a driver.
Yeah, he lost a boatload of time in the second sector. He did 2/10 down, nearly 3/10 in the second sector.
Leaner through the S's though, so may have gained some time there.
Yeah, looking. It would be really good to see Frozen Droid split the two wonton drivers because they are battling for this win. Battling for the
with a
championship.
129.3.
Oh, so Twin Flow is dethroned Frozen Droid.
And Spook just right across the line. What time does he say? Drum roll, please.
So Spook goes through and doesn't improve his
I would say
time.
looks like no improvement from that.
No, so he doesn't improve. They're 29.6, so he's slightly down on his fast
That's
time.
still a respectable time.
Oh,
as
it's
well.
crazy. Considering we're saying
If-
like, this is slightly down. Yeah, it's incredible times. We're still watching Spook here. But can Frozen? No, Frozen Droid's in the pit, so Frozen Droid is done.
So Frozen Droid is done. He said, "I'm out.
Yeah,
That's as fast as I can go." You've still got Twin Flow and Spook still pushing for that pole position.
and Spook is
Position? Bloody
down.
hell.
Spook is down on his first sector. Looks like the wontons are coming out the oven crispy. Yeah, absolutely. They are indeed. It is.
Ooh, Twin Flow losing it in the S's.
Oh no, so Twin Flow is not going to go any faster on his lap. But we see Spook 2/10 up in the middle sector alone. This could be a mighty lap here from Spook. He is 2/10 up in the middle sector. He was down by 4 thousandths at the first, but up by 2/10.
All depends on how he takes the Melbourne hairpin and Goddard's, but so far
That's
looking
looking
good.
fast. That will look really fast for Spook. Can he nick pole position from his brother and teammate? Gets the car pitched in. He gets on the brakes in mid-corner, but he powers out on the exit curve, keeps it to the right, crosses the line now. 29.4
10.4.
into second place. He is a 10th behind Twin Flow. The full wonton racing team, they do it. They get first and second. We are watching on board Ricky Tan now in 5th place.
Through the S's, looking clean through there.
Look very smart for the S's actually from Ricky Tan. He is down though. He's down 2/10 middle sector, 7/10 in the first sector.
Very wide into the hairpin though there. That was not optimal for his time.
No, so he might be. I think he's been out on track for quite a while as well, so his tyres might be starting to scream a little bit. Very narrow in today. Looks like he's abandoning this and coming into the pit lane. He is indeed. So he is the last car out on track. So we have our provisional grid. How exciting was that?
That was actually very good, especially those last couple of laps.
I need to set a starting order button, which I have done now. Deadbeard Gaming, it's wonton front row lockout. Yes, absolutely, Deadbeard Gaming. And welcome to the chat. It is a full wonton lockout of the front of the grid. But look at those top three. They are within 3/10 of each other. Incredible.
Within 2/10. Within 2/10.
Within 2/10, yeah.
It is going to be a very close race between that top three, and whether that involves incidents, whether that involves that, it's going to be very interesting to see those three battle it out. And all three of those guys, they are quick.
They are. So we are just in our warm-up phase now. Frozen needs defrosting since I'm dead happy. Frozen, he's like the Iceman. He's got ice in his veins and he's ready to win a race for sure. He's been begging for a race win, so this could be it for him. So we are in our warm-up phase. We are, I think, all good with our teams and tracks, so we are just ready for our race director, which is Flea again. So If you hear
To
Flea,
the race. Moving into the race.
so that is Flea. We are going to the race. So I'll be back to you after this. Okay, we are here. We are back in the race. We are just waiting everyone to form up on the grid. I'm dead happy says, liking the full punnable names, love for all. Absolutely. Look at this grid. Oh, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be an amazing grid. I just need to set my replay event going so we can get some cool replays for this. We have a whole hour of this, people. 60 whole minutes at 42 degrees. What more could you want from us here at the GSMC? So we've got 17 seconds before they start their formation lap. We are just waiting for everyone to line up. Twinflow hasn't joined the grid yet. So there we go. Twinflow is now on the grid.
We're still waiting on ASCII. He's cutting it close.
We're still waiting on ASCII for 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. ASCII doesn't make it. The formation lap goes without him. That means he starts from the pit lane, but he's missed his exit out onto the track. So let us run through our starting order. So at the front of the grid we have Twinflow and Spook with the full one-ton racing team. Frozen Droid in 3rd place, JR in the FLD racing team in 4th place. In 5th place we have Ricky Town with the Brum Boys and Oblong, returning Oblong in 7th with Kamikaze Racing Team. Schmidt in the Top Goon Racing in 7th and Korski, the teammate of our fireman, in 8th. 9th place we have Jordan doing a fine job actually in the top 10 for Joe Racing. Wino Askey in 10th in the FLD Racing Team, but it's going to be for the pit lane. Lynchy in 11th, Flyler in 12th. Wild Boys and Jack at the back of the grid in the drive-by racing teams. They start 13th and 14th place from the back. What can Jack do from the back? We will see.
And also, what can ASCII do from the back? You've got 2 very quick drivers.
We do indeed. So I wonder
Who are
what's
going to
happening
want-
to Askey. Is he in the pit lane? He's still in the pit, so he's not
He's
even
still
left
in the pit lane, so I'm wondering if he got thrown out by confused by the 10-minute warning.
He might have done. He might have thought he had 10 minutes nipped to the toilet. And
There he goes.
there he goes. Hopefully he stops at the end of the pit lane and sees the red light. I'll let you continue watching him as I stay on board with our leader, Mr. Twinflow, who's backing the pack up nicely now. So did ASCII stop at the end of the pit lane?
ASCII stopped at the end of the pit. He's waiting for the green light.
Oh, so Jack is already gained a place. His race is not even started, and he's gained a place. Terabyte, your boy, he's doing a good job. He's already gained a place, and he's not even started the race yet. So we're seeing them warming up their tyres and taking into their grid positions. We are going to set a replay event in a minute. Oh, look at this grid forming up. I am excited. Hopefully they all stop. Oh, we see Korski actually was out of place on the formation lap. So
As long as he gets in place for the end, for the actual lap, that's good. It's good to
So
see.
here we go. We are just
There's
waiting.
the whole grid.
Here we go. And it's go, go, go at the Donnington Park Endurance. And we see Twinflow get a fantastic start there as they head down to start. And Spook actually drops down quite far. We see Top Gun racing through, but we see Ricky Tan through on the inside. Look at that. Amazing. Ricky Tan gets spun. Ricky Tan gets spun at the first corner, but gets collected by Spook and gets straightened up right at the back here. Let's ride back with Spook as they come down to the Craner curve. As we see the... Oh no, that wasn't Ricky Tan. That was the FLD racing team of JR. So Ricky Tan's behind the Top Gun racing team. So actually dropped back Schmidt. That is Schmidt there up into 5th place here. What an amazing start for Schmidt. I got all crossed over then who was, but that was JR down the inside at turn 1, got sideways but got collected by Spook. So Spook down into 3rd place here. Frozen Droid did exactly what he needed to do. He has split the one-ton racing team into turn 1. Terabyte says he'll be pushing through the pack. Actually, Jack pushing through the pack is right. He is up into 9th place already. Jack
Making good progress. Making good progress. Similar thing with actually.
Oh, we see Schmidt running wide at the hairpin at the S's there, and we see. Oh, we see
And that is an
Lynchy
engine.
spinching. Is that Lynchy spinching?
That's Korski. There's Korski with an engine as well.
Korski with an engine.
Korski engine is
Full
Oh,
safety car,
Korski-
full safety
more of a
car.
roaster right now.
Korski is on
Holy
fire.
smokes.
And we have a safety car out already. We have a safety car on track. Lap 1 safety car here. Because we have Korski on fire. That is Korski's race over. Lap 1. That is heartbreaking for your team.
It is. That is not how we wanted to end the season. I can guarantee that.
Oh, that is such a shame. Poor JR, says Carter into turn 1. Yep, I agree. Poor JR into turn 1. Let us have a look at JR. Where is JR? Is he pitted? JR has pitted as well. Who has pitted as well? JR's pitted. Jordan is also slow, so Jordan's going through. Let's look at Timfo. So if we've got the safety car out in front of him,
The safety car is out front. The pack is now congregating on that safety car.
wow.
And this is just going to neutralize the race once again and just basically provide a restart of what we saw.
So let us have a look actually at the start on board with JR in the replay cam. So this will be JR start from on board JR here. Let's see what happens to him because he gets turned around. So we see him get a nice start. We see Spook in front of him get quite a poor start. Gets bogged down actually off the line. And we see JR down the inside. So Spooky's on his right and there's another car to his right here. So JR gets nicely on the brakes, gets turned in, and just tags the Top Green Racing team, but then he gets picked up by Spooky, gets nudged on his way. Happy days. So JR actually very, very lucky to get through that one unscathed. That was nice racing there for JR, but he looks like he's still in the pit lane actually, is JR.
That may have been some damage. He's on the road now. Looks like he's going.
So yeah, so hopefully he can get out in front of the safety car and catch up to the back of this pack.
Maybe,
Nice.
but he's currently stationary, so there we go. He's fully mobile.
There we go. So JR is on his way out of the pit lane now. So we've got Korski, unfortunately finished DNF. Oh, he must have just downshifted too much. Terabyte says Fruity, nice bunching now. Jack up to 7th. He is up to 7th. Well spotted.
He has gone through the field. He has gone through the field. And this safety car is
Safety
just
car in
making
this lap, safty car in this lap.
making it much easier for him.
So we've got safety car in this lap as well. So he's happy with the race director is happy with the field bunch. We still have JR to try and catch up to the back of the pack though. So hopefully JR can get round pretty fast, otherwise he's got a big gap to make up. But actually, what interests me, Zanax, is looking for this. Look at Wild Boys.
Wild Boys in P9, the points mean prizes. If he can keep this up.
Wild Boys in P9. What a great start for both of those drive-by racing teams from the back of the grid to P9. And actually, ASCII as well up to 10th.
ASCII in 10th, Jack in 7th. This is looking like they're going to carve up the field. This is going to be very interesting to keep an eye on those guys.
Just interesting enough, I am seeing JR still quite far back from the pack. I wonder if the race director will extend the safety car at all. Or has he given the order for it to come in? He has given the order for it to come in.
It's good to come in, so JR is going to be all the way back there.
He is. So JR has lost a bunch of time. He's got to catch up a bit. He's now 56 seconds behind the pack. As it
Which
stands.
is, even though JR is a quick driver, it's not ideal. 56-second deficit.
Yeah, I wonder what it... We'll have to have a look to see what it looks like at the end of this. But actually, let's us look with Spook at the start of the race. Let's look at track side. Have we got time? No, we haven't got time. I won't do it. I won't spoil the start of this one.
No, I was going to say, they're going through the S's now.
Yeah,
It's,
going
it's
through the
just a little bit too late for...
Luckily,
like
the
that.
safety car is at a good pace at this track. And some of the tracks, the safety car is
the safety
diabolical.
car, it just goes. It's full pace, and it's... how do you keep up with that when you want to bunch the pack up? It's so difficult to do.
So we're showing JR with a 40-second deficit as it stands. So go on.
With the pack bunching, gut feel says it'd be down to about 30 seconds, but even then, 30 seconds is a very, very, very large gap for him to catch up to.
It is indeed. So we've got 54 minutes left on the race. Pinflow goes and goes and goes. He bunches up the pack nicely, and look at that, he's got Spook by a huge amount. Frozen Joy has stayed with him, but Spook has been dropped massively there. That's a good couple of seconds gap already into the turn one.
Agreed, and a much cleaner turn one there as well from all parties.
And we're just seeing someone run wide at the back. I think that might have been Schmidt. Maybe Schmidt run wide a little bit, but he's got
Yep,
through nice
somebody's
and clean.
spinning. unfortunately, Jordan has spun at the very back.
Let's run on board
But
with Jordan.
he's-
Here's Jordan. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Jordan
he's
gets
onto
back.
the grass, but he's back on track now.
So Jordan is underway, but look at these two. These are two close together. We have Frozen Droid and Twin Throw chasing each other down half a second because new lap time by JR on his outlet back to the grid is 39 seconds of drift from Jordan. No, from the leader actually. Let us change that to... I want to see the interval. There we go. I want to see to the next. Korsky managed to kill my engine, tried to avoid going into the back of Wild Boys. Korsky, we saw you on fire, dude. Did you just downshift? What happened, man? You didn't catch. I am gutted for you, dude. But you caused the first safety car of the session. So congratulations on that, I think. Oh, but look at this. Look how fast Spook has got back onto the back of Frozen Droid.
Very much agreed. So within a second there,
Let's
and
bring up the extended battle.
Frozen's it might be interesting.
So we are just riding on board. Let's switch actually down to the back of the grid. We've got a bit of a battle here. We've got a Wild Boys train. We've got Wild Boys Flyler and Lynchy. Look at that. Lynchy trying to go round the outside of Flyler. It doesn't get the move done, but he's hot on Flyler still. Flyler back into the car for the first time ever. He's not raced his car at all. He's
It'll
back
be
in.
interesting to see what Lynchy pulls into T1.
Not quite yet, but Lynchy, yeah, he just needs to bide his time a little bit. Actually, Lynchy, like, we've got an hour, so, you know,
Yep.
we've got time to spare. But, you know, Flyer's up into the points, so Lynchy needs to get past him to get into the point-paying position and get past Wild Boys as well.
But as we've said many a time during the practice and qualifying, this is an endurance race. If you treat it like a sprint and you push too hard and you blow your engine like Korsky, unfortunately, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. And Korsky replied, I guess so. Wild Boys broke way too early now. Expecting going into the S's, so I was just trying to avoid him. Unfortunately. Oh, look at that! The Flyer
Jack around the
wide.
inside of Schmidt as well. Good battle for sixth going on here as well.
Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah, we see Jack powering down the outside, and Schmidt tips into the slipstream. So Jack gets the move done, gets on the brakes, and he gets that. Oh, Schmidt locks up hard. That is going to be rattling for the rest of that stint, but Jack gets the move done nicely. So Jack now up into P6, and he's chasing down the fast Oblong. But we see Spook also hot on Frozen Droid here.
How Schmidt kept out of Jack's rear end, I do not know. That was...
I felt my toes, but
I was-
actually, we see a close one here with Lynchy and Wild Boys as well, so there's actually all over pack. So if you could watch the Lynchy Wild Boys for me and let me know if anything happens, I am sticking with the Frozen Droid and Spook battle.
Absolutely, and I think Lynchy may get a move down on here because Wild Boys just ran wide. Let's see how they do down with the Wheatcroft straight.
So we switch back to the Wild Boys Lynchy. So Lynchy gets up into P10, into the points.
Wild Boys running slightly wide there, which is not good, getting slightly tail happy. That may give Lynchy a bit of an advantage going down the corner curves.
Really difficult to overtake through the credit curve though. There's only really
It
one
very
line.
much is.
So yeah, Lynchy just needs to follow him closely and try and get him up at the top of the hill and then power him down the straight like Jack basically did to Schmidt. We're seeing Spook within half a second of Frozen Droid as well. We're going to stay on board this battle with Lynchy. Actually, let us see if we can get some team radio with the Brumble.
Oh man, you know, I think Oblong's actually going to catch me at this rate.
You've got the weight, he's probably got the pit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, we'll have to pit, but we don't need fuel. He does.
Yeah.
So that is interesting actually. So what I just heard then, I don't think you heard that, was Rich was talking at saying that he
Wild
see,
Boys
Wild
and-
Boys outplayed
and-
themselves. Lynchy spun though. Is Lynchy spun?
Lynchy has spun. It looks
Oh,
like Wild Boys
no.
has gotten
So
out of
Lynchy
that
now
almost
back-
scot-free, but Flyler taking advantage of the situation,
So
getting
Lyn-
back into ninth.
So Lynchy lost 2 points there, places there. That is really unfortunate. So actually interesting, listening on board with the Brumboys team, Rich was saying that he thinks Oblong is going to catch him by the end of this stint because he is faster. But he believes they are carrying full fuel for the race, whereas he isn't, and he's going to have to stop for fuel.
So again, this is and Jack running wide as well there. This is where
Jack
the
was that
strategy.
Wild Boys.
That was Jack running wide there. But this is where the strategy comes in. Do you take a fast car, but you need to stop, or do you take a slightly slower car, but you don't need to stop? This is
Yeah.
where, as we were
We
talking
see
about
Wild
earlier.
Boys also going wide there, but so does Lynchy. And he's actually
does
allowed
Lynchy.
Jordan through. So Lynchy takes one and loses one. He giveth and taketh away. He's going to be screwed about that. Oh,
And
we see
JR
Frozen Joy.
coming.
Spook. Frozen Joy has lost the second place to Spook. Look at this. He's on his tail. He's weaving all over the place. Let me pass. Look, is he going to go for a drive for the S's? Hard on the brakes into the S's. He's on the
Frozen down the
inside.
inside.
Oh,
Good move
what an
there.
amazing move there from Frozen Joy. That was a
Spook-
fantastic move on Spook. I didn't see where
But
Spook got past.
Spook may try. He's looking. He's looking.
Oh, he's gone for a strike, but Frozen Joy
Can't
just
look-
carried a spin. Oh, look at this. What a battle they're having here. But we see Frozen Joy now. It's got the inside line. He cuts
He's
across
on the
his
inside.
nose.
He's got ahead as
Yeah.
well. So
Shut the door, but this is just allowing Twin Flow to disappear. These two battling. Twin Flow is now 3 seconds up the road. What an amazing battle by these two. Where else is it? Oh, Ricky Tan, Oblong as well. So Oblong is right on Ricky Tan. Oh, we see Frozen Joy run wide. Frozen
that's
Joy
what
run
allows
wide.
Spook to go through.
So Spook is on his inside, but can Frozen Joy... Oh, yeah, he's had to give up the
No.
space. So Spook is now through and clear on Frozen Joy. So can Frozen Joy keep the momentum up the hill? Oh, he's lost it all, I think. So Frozen Joy has lost it on Spook, and Spook continues on his way into P2. Can he chase down his brother?
So I'd be interested to see how much, if any of those guys locked up and flat spotted their tyres, because that is going to be a severe impact to their race pace as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We will keep an eye on their lap time as they continue on. But I'm seeing the closest battle on track right now is Ricky Tan and Mr.
And
Oblong.
Oblong.
Yes.
And Oblong's looking like he's going to get a good slipstream and good drive down the Starsky Straight.
And look,
So
who is that
maybe-
in the background?
That is Mr. Askey.
That is not. That is Jack.
That's Jack. Oh my god.
That is Jack just behind Oblong there. He's only 1 second behind this battle. Look, and the more these two fight, the more Jack is hoping.
Jack
that
is
these
going to
are
be. Jack's going to be hungry after starting in the back of the grid today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's going to be massively hungry. So Jack up to P6 already from starting last. As we see Ricky Tan take an interesting line there into Goodard. Really cut the inside there, so Oblong's going to get a nice run down the outside of him. Let's listen to the Kamikaze racing. Oblong's quite vocal normally.
He very
I
much is
almost
quite
went to
vocal.
Jordan Made a couple mistakes.
Whether he's going to be
Yeah, I'm
concentrating
putting
right now
pressure on
with
Rick,
following
but
Ricky
I'm
Tan,
still
that is
behind
to
him.
be seen.
I've been working my
Managed to
tires
win.
too hard, I think. I gotta be
Yeah.
careful.
So actually,
Yeah, my most
Florida
modern tire
so
is
Florida's saying
88%.
he has worked his tyres too hard in his first stint already. So he feels like he's overworked his tyres and they're heating up massively already.
So if Flyler is working his tyres too hard, who else on the grid is also working their tyres too hard? Could we be seeing a pit stop window here very shortly?
Yeah, interesting. So that'll circle us back round to your thoughts in practice that people could be running a 2 stops. Full fuel the car, 2 stops, but burn the tyres out really fast and just push and hope for the best.
Yep, and that's probably the strategy I'd have run if I was racing today, is that 2-stopper, just to give me that little bit of wiggle room. And
Very,
now we see
very-
Jack on the back of Oblong as well,
Oh,
so this
yeah,
is
look at
becoming a
this, so-
3-way fight.
Oh, he's going for the move, Jack. He's looking.
Oh, he thought about it, but
Ricky Tan also with a lock up there. This is a great battle, but we see Lynchy. Actually, Lynchy just got past Flyler into 10th place, so Lynchy's making the moves. So Lynchy back up into P10 and in the point. So that I didn't see what happened, but it's good for Lynchy. So Lynchy's now up into 10th place. So we're just watching this battle now for 4th, 5th, and 6th with Ricky Tan, Oblong, and Jack. This could
Yep.
go on until the end of the race. This one. So let us run down our race so far. So we had Twin Flow out in front, led from the start of the race. We have 44 minutes to go. Spook in 2nd place, Frozen Joy in 3rd, Ricky Tan, who we are watching, in 4th place, with Oblong just behind in 5th, Jack in 6th place after starting in last place. And we're looking at Oblong trying to go around the outside here, but Ricky Tan has closed that door. But look at that, he's forced Ricky Tan to the inside, so Ricky Tan is going to be slow on the exit here. That is going to allow Oblong to think about making a move here.
and it's going to leave Jack open as well.
Oh, look at this. Jack now inside, having a battle. Jack looking to go down the... Oh, I don't know, inside or outside, depends on which way you look at it here. But Ricky Tan is maintaining the gap. What a battle! So yeah, incredible.
Whether they're able to keep it through the S's, there we go, Jack getting a little squirrely through there. But overall, some good clean racing.
Yeah, so I think these guys, I think Ricky Tan might be faring the best. He's not defending too hard and he's not scrapping on the power, so he's not burning his tyres out as much, I don't think, as the guys just behind him. But it's
very much agree.
Oh, look at that, Ricky Tan going for the defensive line, but he's going to run wide. No, Ricky, Oblong gives him a tap up the rear. Oblong spins! Oh no, Oblong spins at the final chicane. Can he get the car turned around for the next car? He can indeed, so Oblong gets the car turned around.
That's going to ruin his rear tyres with that spin.
That is, and
Askey
we
also.
see Askey now, yeah, flying past him down the start-finish straight into turn 1. Oh, Oblong, he's going to be kicking himself for that one, but it was Ricky Tan went for that defensive line on the inside, and it just threw Oblong for 6. Oblong just needs to be a bit more patient there. J71, J71. I haven't seen this man for so long since Oblong hasn't been racing. Jay, I'm so glad to see you back. But now Oblong can fight with Wino Askey here.
And that could be a interesting. However, Jack and Ricky is still looking very close. Jack going a little bit too close to the grass there on the inside of Coppice.
So actually see, JR is now in 9th place. How has that happened? Have we just...
I don't know. I do not know.
Have we slept on JR? Is that what's happened here?
I think it's more of a case of there's just been so much other stuff going on in this race. It has been action-packed.
Ricky Tan runs wide at the hairpin. Jack through the inside.
Is that going to allow Jack to go through?
But Ricky Tan is on the racing line. Ricky Tan should get the power down. If he can hold the inside line here. No, Jack outbrakes him.
Jack outbrakes him, but he goes wide.
He's round the outside. They are still side by side. This is the third corner. They're side by side. Jack gets through. Jack gets the move done. Jack up into P4 from last on the grid. Can he repeat his success in the endurance events? Can he win this one?
So long as he's consistent, so long as he can keep the car on the track, there's a very distinct possibility.
What a fantastic move by Jack there. So Jack gets through on Ricky Tan as I just go for the S's here. Terabyte, big thumbs up and strong arms. Absolutely. Jack is slaying it. But we see now Oblong just falling back into the clutches of Schmidt, I think. So Schmidt within half a second of him.
Oblong is also maintaining close to Askey as well right now, so
we've got a three-way fight there. Let's have a look at those. Yeah, we see Jack actually disappearing up the road. Yeah, Jack has dropped Ricky Tan, so it was a bit of a Ricky Tan train, so he's dropped Ricky Tan by a good second already. So yeah, let's have a look at this right on board with Mr. Wino Askey. Started last, of course, actually last in the pit lane, because he missed exiting and starting the race. So we're seeing Oblong now powering down, chasing him down hard. Oblong after his little mistake into the back of Ricky Tan at the end of the previous couple of laps. Terabyte says, J71 said, Oblong struggling with a bad flat spot after his little spinala. Yeah, he will do, Jay. So these cars are terrible for that, unfortunately. And he's probably going to burn his rear tyres, possibly. Jay, you can feedback on this rear tyre situation if you want. We'll be happy to hear that here in the comments box. And Terabyte says, I'm going to start sounding like Jos Verstappen soon, celebrating his son, Mr. Jack's achievements. But Jack is doing a fine drive today. From last with no qualifying into 4th place. Oh, was we see Askey run wide at turn 1? Askey's run very, very wide. He allowed Oblong through, and he's going to allow Schmidt to... Look at that!
That's going to allow Schmidt!
Oh no, Askey goes for the block, and Schmidt goes all the way off the outside. That is going to scare Schmidt something silly here in the Top Goon Racing team.
God damn it, man! Get out of the way!
I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
No,
that was...
Schmidt is
This is some
screaming
bullshit.
on the radio saying, God damn it, man, get out of the way.
I would be too.
Yeah, he run wide, come back onto the track and was slow, but luckily there was no contact. I've seen it before where cars have shot straight across that grass and T-boned another car on the opposite side, so thank God that didn't happen. But we see Flyler in the pits now. We have
Now,
our
is this
first
gonna be-
legitimate pit stop, I think.
I was going to say, is this going to be the pit stop window opening, the floodgates?
So
But
we
we're
are,
also seeing Twinflow and Spook within a second consistently now. The gap has been closed to within 0.7 of a second. With
That-
Spook consistently catching, now down to 0.6-ish.
yeah, so let's ride on board with Spook. That is very interesting. Yeah, so they have dropped Frozen Joy by about 6 seconds already. And we are, what, 22 minutes into the race, and we have our first pit stop, which would seem about right if you're going to do 3 stops, right? So every 22 minutes or so, you stop.
Every 20 minutes, if you do a 2-stopper, that is going to be it. So
And we see actually Lynchy now fallen back behind Jordan into 11th place. So Lynchy has maybe had a little spinala. He's now second behind Jordan in 11th, so outside of the points. But we see these two now, nose and tail. And who is that? Wild Boys in front being lapped, just skirting straight across. I think it might be. J71 says 2 more laps for Oblong, and he's pitting for flat spots is unbearable. So Oblong looking to pit within the next 2 laps. Very interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not the only one pitting over the next 2 laps.
Also, I would imagine drivers are starting to think about a possible safety car window now. So if we see another potential safety car at all, would they want to stop for fresh boots? You know, we at the 37-minute mark, if you're going to split it in half, which I would
Askey
imagine...
running around. Askey ran wide there along the back straight, so potentially he's running into the same issue of just tire deck.
Interesting. Let's listen to the FOB racing team.
Just have to resign myself to there's going to be no Prosecco until I actually pit.
He's talking about he's not going to have any Prosecco until he pits. I think he might have been having a sip of his drink when he ran wide then. But actually, Frozen Droid in the pits.
It looks like we're getting leaders starting to think about pitting as well, which is again indicative of a 2-stop strategy. Depending if they can, actually maybe if they can make the next tyres last long. Who knows?
If they're not filling up as well, so the car's going to be a bit lighter for the second stint if they're not putting in fuel. So it
The
might
deck is
work.
going to be slightly lighter, so yeah, it might be worth it.
Yeah, more track
But-
rubber going in.
But there's always that je ne sais quoi of racing.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at this 1v1 battle driver box here between the two. Oh, we see Spook. Look at that. Just all the power down. It's just Rhea's just spinning out on him. Trying to keep up with Twinflow here.
I'd say these two brothers are very quick and they're very close right now. So who's going to pit first? Are they going to pit at the same time to keep things fair, even, or is one going to go for the overcut, undercut?
Yeah, I think the overcut would be pretty powerful. No, the undercut would be powerful, I think, here. Interesting. I'm not seeing anyone, like, if I was Twinflow, would I go for the early pit stop, fresh tyres, pump in a couple of fast laps while Spook... No, other way around, sorry. If I was Spook, would I pit early, pump in a couple of fast laps with brand new tyres, and hope that I can shorten the deficit, the 8/10 that I need, and jump Twinflow before he pits?
Thing is, with the gap like 8/10, it is very much doable. If you can shave 4/10 a lap, it's doable.
Yeah,
But with the gap down to about a second now, it's gonna be on the tight side.
it will be tight, yeah. So what they're
Especially
doing
if
now,
they're not taking fuel.
they're doing 32.7 at the front there, and their best of 31.05. So about a second and a half down from their best lap time.
If they're a second and a half down from their best, that means there's a second and a half on the table that they can push.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wonder if we're going to see Twinflow or Spook coming into the pits. I think if Twinflow pits before Spook, I don't think Spook's going to have a chance. I don't think Twinflow's holding him up enough for Spook to push in a couple of laps on his used tyres here. But we are seeing actually Jack currently now in P3 because of Frozen Droid pit. So Frozen Droid actually comes back out in 9th. We've got JR now hot on the pit, on the back of Schmidt here.
And Schmidt ran a little bit too much on the inside on the grass there, so he's going to lose some speed.
But this is where JR shines. in these endurance events. So, oh, look at that. Schmidt gets all crossed over at the
A
hairpin.
little bit out of line there.
So JR is gonna just send one down the inside here and get the move done, I would imagine. Oh, look at that big
Little
double
bit of
lockup though.
lockup.
Gets it slowed down, but
Schmidt
Schmidt
with the
cuts
switch
back
back.
on the inside. But Schmidt gets wide on the power. So we see JR now just chasing up. Does he get it in? Schmidt is just on the inside. Oh, Schmidt runs.
Schmidt goes wide.
Schmidt runs
Jay-
wide there. So JR gets the move
Unfortunately.
done. But he's going to have a big double flat spot on that front of that car. So he's going to...
Especially after that lock up into the Melbourne hairpin, that was not a good one, and especially not one you want to have as an endurance race.
Absolutely. So he's going to be absolutely pleased with Punch to get rid of those tyres, I think. So we're at the 33-minute mark. We've had a couple of people stop already. Frozen Joy stopped. We've seen Wild Boys come into the pit. We've seen Flyer as well in 10th place. So we see Lynchy.
And crucially, we have not seen JR, so he's going to be getting rid of those shoes very shortly, which is going to negate those flat spots.
I wonder as well. Actually, let's listen in on the Drive by Racing team. See, they're talking about pitting. In fact, it is dead silent. They are not talking at all.
Probably just concentrating.
They are just keeping the car on track. But we actually see Lynchy back up into P10, and with 3 Frozen Droid now on the back of Schmidt. So this is the teammates.
Teammates, is Schmidt just going to let him by, or is... Yeah, Schmidt onto the grass
Oh,
there.
no, that is a little bit too...
Well wide.
Yeah, that's cost you a lot of time, Mr. Schmidt, to allow Frozen Droid through. He had the newer tyres. He's going to make that move no matter what. But I wonder if Frozen Droid's early pit stop is going to cut some of that deficit. So what's his lap times? Frozen Droid, we haven't seen an out lap yet, so this is his first flying lap out, I think.
But what's his pace like compared to JR? That's the next car up the road, and he's only 3 seconds.
So he's done a 31.1, right? So hear me out. He's done a 31.1.
Yep.
And Twin Flow and Spook are doing 33s, okay? He was, 6 seconds behind him? So in 6 laps, he would have killed the gap to Twin Flow and Spook.
The undercut is real.
The undercut is huge, and I don't think the full wonton drivers have spotted
I
that.
understand that. Not yet, at least. They will once Frozen's right on their ass or even overtaken them.
So what is
And we
Frozen
see
doing? So,
Lynchy in the pits as well right now.
we've got Lynchy in the pits as well for a new set of booties. That'll do him nice and good. So we see Frozen now coming up onto JR. So yeah, JR's last lap time was a 33.9 and Frozen's was a 31. So this could be
very interesting with the
Yeah.
strategy aspects.
I'm not
And we also see Jack dive into the pits as well for the new set of shoes.
So Jack into the pits as well from 3rd place. So we should
Ricky
see...
as well.
Oh wow, so everyone's playing halfway mark, 30-minute mark. Obviously Frozen's been driving a little bit deep at the hairpin here. So we're just riding on board with Frozen because he should inherit back 3rd place here. And we actually see Ricky said, quote, Oblong says it feels like I have wheel-shaped dildo in my hand. So JR stays out. He's defending
And
from
Frozen
Droid.
looking like he's on the arse of JR there.
He is. We are on board with Frozen Droid as it stands. So we're at 30 minutes to go, Mark. I think Ricky Tan has jumped Jack in the pits. Has he?
Maybe the Ricky Tan's on the go. I think he may have done.
Ricky Tan is on the go. So yeah, I think Ricky Tan has jumped Jack in the pit stop. So Ricky Tan...
And Frozen runs wide, actually.
Oh, Frozen runs wide, so that's going to hurt his plans to catch up the undercut. But was that Ricky Tan's plan to pit for no fuel? So he
Very
suffered.
possible.
So he suffered in the first stint because he was fat and full of fuel, but
He's
in
going
and
to
out.
be rapid
And
in the second stint.
And he was in and out of the pits super quick. Jack is still in the pits now. Jack has only just left.
Only just left, and he's got Flyler, who's the lap car right there, making room for him.
Interesting. And we see Askey also in the pits now. So that was a 1 minute and 15-second pit stop for Jack.
That's long. I'm wondering if he was repairing some damage as well.
Yeah, that is very true. That could be long, but I know fueling takes a while in these cars.
It does. It very much does.
But can you imagine if Twin Flow or Spook have a 1 minute 15-second pit stop and Frozen Joy's only 54 seconds behind?
We may see. We may see.
Oblong
just
in the
wait
pits.
there. Oblong's in the pits. Spook and Twin Flow down to about 2-3 tenths of a second. Each comes with the S's right now.
Amazing. Let's jump on board with those words. But yeah, they're still selling 33s.
33s, but they're consistent and they're not even battling. Oh, Spook going down the inside.
Oh, look at that.
Runs
Twin
wide.
Flow runs wide, so Spook gets the move done on Twin Flow. Is Twin Flow about to pit for tyres? Is Twin Flow going to go back? No, Twin Flow isn't. I don't think he's got the tyres, but yeah, Spook seems to have the better tyres and the better grippers, and they continue,
Continue.
on their way.
As we see JR run wide, allowing Frozen to catch up as well.
So let's have a look at this. Frozen Droid, yeah, so Frozen Droid on the back of JR. These guys are on different pit strategies as they stand, so Frozen Droid is on the fresher tyres, so he just needs to be patient and just get the move done in a high traction zone, basically. He'll just outrun him. And we see Oblong
And it may be doing it into the hairpin.
yeah,
going
so
around the
JR's going
outside.
to struggle to brake here. Can he just cut back on the inside? No, JR too
No,
wide for that. But look at
too
this
wide.
traction. Look at this traction
That's
up the
gonna
hill.
But it's going to set Frozen up nicely for the move at Goddard's.
Yeah, look at that. Frozen gets the move done. Absolutely beautiful here. And he continues on his way. The Spook now up the road by nearly a second. So Twin Flow was holding him back massively. Do you think it's possible for them to not pit this race?
No. I don't think so. They're going to go. They may go long, but they're at the end of the day, as my gut feel says, they're going to need to bid for at least 12 tyres.
Yeah.
Especially if Frozen is lapping in the 131s and they're continuing in the 133s. It's only going to decrease.
Yeah, so Frozen, what did Frozen do? Like, yeah, 131.9 now, but he battled with JR, and they're still in 33, 32 between them.
So, looking at the gap, actually, it might be possible because they're going to be doing what 20. It's going to be a 40-lap race. Frozen will need to be gapping them at 3 seconds a lap, well, 2.5 seconds a lap.
Yeah,
Actually, no, 3 seconds a lap to make it work.
but he
so-
was what 6 to 7 seconds behind. He's already
Yep.
closed that deficit, the gap behind. So if they pit, they have to have a super fast pit stop.
They will have to have a super fast pit stop, and they will also have to have a super fast pace as well as soon as they get out on track.
So Jason wants us the pit crew of Kamikaze Racing did their job in 41 seconds, but for some reason waited for 72 seconds for Reese and Oblong. He might have been waiting for fuel. He could be waiting for fuel because the fuel is a different calculation to the tyres. So it could have been that. It's quite possible. But, Zanak,
Yes.
let me draw your attention to the Brumble. Lynchy, P7 after his pit stop.
I know, Lynchy's done a cracking drive here, and he's, again, I don't want to say kept in the race, but he's kept in the race and just knuckled down even when things are going sideways.
But is this the changed tyres don't add fuel? Have they suffered their first stint and suffered in track position, but then this has now enabled them to jump up the grid?
It is a very distinct possibility.
Jay says fuel was already in, tyres were changed, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, Jay. This team is pretty accurate with its pit stuff, unlike ACC and not ACC, Automobilista,
Automobilista.
where the pit stops are some weird stuff going on. But this seemed pretty legit. It could be fuel. It could have been damage. If he had damage set on, it could have been that. There's a whole host of things that he might not have set up before the race, unfortunately. But yeah, Lynchy's doing a good job. But actually, Askey and Jordan here. Jordan getting past Askey into P10. Askey has stopped, hasn't he?
I
And
believe Askey has stopped, yes. Oh,
and I'm
Askey
not-
spinning, actually.
Is that Askey? Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Askey's got
Askey's
no rear wing.
lost.
Askey has no rear wing.
That is going to be a massive amount of downforce he's lost there.
Yeah, so he's going to have to pit for a new rear wing. And he gets in front of the leader, Spook, as well. The Spook has just gone through to lap him. So Askey lost his rear wing, and let's see what he can continue. Is he just going to continually keep spinning? Oh, he's got to spin again. Oh, look
He
at that. He's
well
managed
held
to
there,
save it.
well held there, but I would not be surprised to see him in the pits.
Yeah, he's going to need to pit for a new rear wing. Let's see if we can listen to
Again.
the FLD racing team. Oh, he's going to spin at the hairpin. Very close. FLD racing team. No talk from him. Is he going to go? Oh, he's going to spin at the
Yeah,
final
he's
spinning
corner.
the final
he's gonna
hairpin.
catch it. Oh, he catches it.
Catches it, but he needs to pit now.
He really does. And there he does. He
And
peels
there he goes.
into the pit lane. And we
Also,
see
Twin Flow in the pits.
Yes, just spotted it. Twin Flow in the pit. So, where is Frozen Joy? So, Frozen Joy is on the back straight and he's heading into the S's now. We'll see what Twin Flow's pit timer looks like. What was Frozen Joy's last lap? It doesn't come up, so he must have had a cut on the last lap. Very
But
interesting.
if Twin Flow is not moving now, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, Twin Flow is still stationary. I still see his pit timer at 35 seconds and counting up. So we are seeing
Frozen may
Joy-
have him hit. Twin Flow's finally on the move.
So Frozen Joy is in the
That
last
gap.
corner now.
That gap is going to be down to 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah, Frozen Joy powering down the straight. And we see a total pit time of 52 seconds here. Look at that
And
for
here
Frozen
they
Joy.
come.
So that undercut. Wow. And we see Flyler back in the pits as well, alongside Askey. So Flyler is in the pits as well.
I believe Fly's on the 2-stop strategy here.
Yeah, that is another 20 minutes from his last one. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, he could be on a twin tow. That is put Frozen Joy right back in it. Look at that. So, but these
But the
guys
question-
are gonna be so much faster than Spook.
Who is on those old tyres.
So what
As
is
well.
Spook gonna do? Spook carries on.
Spook carrying on. That is.
Spook carries on. So he does a 32 flat on that last lap.
But we'll see how fast Twin Flow and Frozen are doing.
Yeah, so I think Frozen's last was a 33. Wasn't so good for him, but we'll see what. Yeah, Twin Flow's going to be mega fast with his brand new tyres and light fuel load. JR up to 4th, and I don't think he's stopped yet. And this is what I think JR might try and do, is JR might try to not stop, because he's one of those. Does that make sense? He's one that
Yep,
likes to go for that alternate strategy.
Go long, go deep, and we saw Frozen go a little bit wide in the Melbourne hairpin and just lose a bunch of time.
Frozen's
Frozen in the
pitting.
pits.
This is interesting. That is not what I expected.
Has he flat spotted his tyres and is he pitting for new tyres?
That is not what I expected from Frozen Joy.
That is not what I expected as well.
I wonder if he's short fueling.
He might be, but again, that's sacrificing his races. Ricky Tan now comes past him.
Yeah, so Ricky Tan up into 4th. Where is Jack now? So Jack is in 6th place, so Jack should be coming up to him soon as well. So Jack is on the back of a KRT. And we see Wild Boy spinning at the final corner. So yeah, Jack.
And now Frozen is a lap down on Spook. I don't think that was the right call.
Yeah, so we finally see Askey return out onto the track. He is 4 laps down on the leader, Askey, at this stage in the race. There's 19 minutes remaining, and we are yet to see Spook finish to pit. Sorry, so Spook did a 33 on that last lap. So yeah, that is interesting for Frozen Joy. He made up the gap, but did he just make up the gap because he's short fueled?
That is a very distinct possibility. Short fuel make up the gap, but if it means you're running, if you got to pit 2-3 times, maybe not the right strategy call.
And look at that, Twin Flow straight away, first lap out, a 1:31 flat. He is 2 seconds faster than Spook. So the deficit he had as he pitted, he's already made up. He's now technically ahead on track of Spook.
So the question is, when will Spook pit? Because he is still out on track, coming into Goddard's now.
So let's think about this, right? So if Spook decided not to pit,
Spook's pitting.
Spook's pitting. Interesting.
So, but yes, if Spook had decided not to pit, he would have been a real threat from Twinflow on the undercut.
Yeah, and how many
Yes.
laps would it take for Twinflow to catch back up? Is my understanding.
I just said 0. If it's a 50-second stop, give or take,
Yeah.
the gap was 50 seconds. Those two would be right together. In fact, I would not be surprised if Twinflow actually comes out on top here.
Yeah, I think Twinflow is going to be a good second ahead. But
Agreed.
he is being held up by one of the Brum boys as it stands. So he
But
actually,
Spook is still not moving, even though Twinflow's about to come around the last turn.
yeah, we saw how close it was.
There we
when-
go.
Yeah, we saw how close it was. So yeah, Spook is going to come out in P2, it looks like. Yeah, look at that. Twinflow undercut. Hugely powerful. And look at this, he's a long way down. Spook is, what, 4 seconds behind? And what was that, 2 lap difference? So 4 seconds in 2 laps. He lost.
Closer to a 5. You're looking at a 4.9 deficit as it stands right now.
Yeah, and we saw it from Twinflow's time. He was doing 31 flat, so he was doing a second and a half, 2.5 seconds faster each lap, easy. So, yeah, the undercut was the way to go. But also, I think the no fuel at the pit stops for Ricky Tan and Lynchy still holding.
No
fourth
contact
position.
between Frozen and Nasky there.
Oh, really? We're just
Yep.
switching to them now. So is Askey trying to get past Frozen Droid? Is that what's happening here?
No, Frozen was trying to get past Nasky, and it was a little bit of argy-bargy there.
A little bit of argy-bargy, but they're on their way. Frozen Droid sets a new lap time of a 30.5. Where did that come from? Oh,
Especially with that contact.
fresh tyres though, isn't he? Fresh tyres.
Fresh
no
tyres.
fuel. Yeah, so are we going to see this from Spook though? Can Spook put that sort of time in?
We shall see. We shall see.
As we see Spook now coming up to the same Brum boys that held up Twinflow at the last. Oh, who is that? Is that Ricky Tan maybe ahead of him? Number 44. That is Lynchy. So that is gone through. He's trying to get past on Lynchy here in the 44 car.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Spook go down the inside there.
Yeah, Spook nicely up the
Lynchy.
inside. Yeah, nice job from everyone there. Everyone gave each other room. They might have lost a little bit of time there from Spook, but everyone gave everyone just that little bit of room.
A little bit of room, a little bit of that much respect as well.
Absolutely. Actually, Jack Frozen Droid now. So this is going to be one to watch at the end. Frozen
Yeah, with
Droid
Frozen in
hunting
lapping the
down-
130s, it's going to be very... Within a lap, this gap is going to be close.
Yeah, so Jack's last lap was a 33, and Frozen was a 30. So I wouldn't be surprised if Frozen Droid gets past Jack. As we see Jack
Especially
actually,
with Jack
yeah.
going a little bit tail happy there as well.
Jack suddenly realised the things and realised the pressure that Frozen Droid's going to be placing upon him very soon.
And Frozen is now within a second. And Jack
Oh,
running wide
Jack
as well.
runs wide, so that is going to give Frozen the nice run. Yeah, look at this. Frozen's with just so
Yeah.
much more power and speed and just belief in his tyres here. Gets the move done. Jack just made it super easy for him. So Frozen goes back up into 5th. Frozen Droid needs to take Ricky Tan, who is way further up the road. Another 20 seconds up the road? 24
Yeah, but
seconds up the road. And JR
24
to
seconds.
get back into where he was. And we just see Spook now with a 130.2, fastest lap of the race.
And slowly closing on Twinflow as well. 1.4 is the gap now
Oh,
between Spook and Twinflow.
that is going to be an interesting end to this race.
It's going to be interesting.
As we watch
Ain't over until the fat lady sings.
the Frozen Droid is he's taken 2 seconds off Ricky Tan's lead already in this lap since he's taken Jack. So
But
Can-
2 seconds on 20 laps with 14 minutes to go. I don't think that's a closable gap unless Ricky pits.
yeah, so what is Ricky Tan doing? 34 was his last lap with Ricky Tan, so that's 4 seconds a lap. It's gonna be. It's
It's
not gonna be
going to
enough.
be tight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
What about Ricky Pan to JR? Because JR hasn't stopped yet, which is blowing my mind. JR's still doing 34 flats.
But if you can maintain that pace,
Yeah.
that's the endurance. That's endurance, is maintain pace, even if it's a 134, as long as it's consistent.
Spook on Twin Flow again. The rematch. And Spook got this. They are
Doesn't look like.
nose and tail here. He's caught that 5-second deficit. Gone. Wiped out. 13 minutes to go here in the GSMC Apex Cup final endurance race here at Donnington Park. You have me and my co-commentator Xanax. We also have in the background Mr. Sacred Flea doing the race director stuff. He is doing all the good and hard work in the background.
Rikitan goes wide with his. No, he's not fighting anybody. That's going to allow Frozen to catch up as well.
Yeah, so now the
Losing some
deficit is
time.
what's 19 seconds now.
Yep.
Yeah, that time's coming down all the time. So what did
It's-
Rikitan do? 34 and Frozen 31. JR still in the 33s. That guy's a machine. This is going to be some race for JR. Let me tell you.
And if he can make this work without pitting,
Yeah,
driver of the day, hands down.
absolutely. But yeah, we are getting the signal that Twin Flow and Spook are within half a second of each other. We can see it on screen. Going through the S's here, but is Twin Flow going to be willing to give up? They're both on good tyres. They've done over half race length before they pitted, so they can afford to fight, is essentially what I'm saying.
Yep. And additionally, we've got Lynchy and Oblong going for a battle right now. Going through the S's if we just want to.
Switch to those. Yeah, so here we go. Lynchy in 7th and Oblong in 8th place. We'll ask our race director to keep an eye on the Twin Flow Spook saga. And we will watch these two. Let us listen in on the Brumboy.
Do you think there's any chance JR's going to pit?
You could have
Oblong
drivers
looking
on
like
it, you
scoot
might not.
around the
He has
outside.
to pit. There's no way.
Thinking about it.
So interestingly, the Bum Boys are talking about, is there any chance you think that JR is gonna not pit? And they're both thinking there's no way he can't not pit. So
I'm thinking with 10 minutes to go, he's
got to be thinking about it.
got to be thinking about it. I would be thinking about it as well.
I'm just waiting to see whether his tyres just fall off a cliff within these 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, see whether his tyres just disappear. Because Rikitan isn't exactly fast. He's 33.2s and he's matching JR basically. So he needs JR to be going 2-3 seconds a lap slower.
So Flea is reckoning JR has actually pitted. So
Oh, really?
under the safety car.
Oh.
That was right at the start, so I'm not sure if I'd count that.
That was right at the start. So yes, okay. So I think Flea is
Because-
right. Flea has technically pitted, but that was what, within a lap? And did he have
Within a
damage
lap,
as well?
55 minutes.
Yeah,
Is still impressive drive to go
Oh.
55 minutes.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's another one for our race director there. How amazing has he been? So yeah, the Twin Flow battle is close. So is the Lynchy Oblong. Oblong is looking at the Brumboy 44 car. He's got actually Lynchy. Oh, what's that? What was that from Lynchy? He just sort of
Spook's
opened
making
up
a
the
move on
door.
Twin Flow as well. This is interesting racing.
So we're watching Oblong go down the inside of Lynchy. Oblong gets the move done. Lynchy can't close the door. Oblong up into P7 here. Lynchy dropped down to 8th with 10 minutes to go. I'm going to switch back to these guys because I think the move was done and dusted on Lynchy.
Yeah. Twin
Lynchy's
Flow and
done
Spook
amazing
within
race.
a third of a second of each other as well these days. With these two brothers are just keeping pace with each other and having that dance, I do not know, but there's some seriously impressive stuff from everybody on the grid today.
I totally agree. We have seen very little off tracks, and I always think, for me, the endurance event is always the epitome because everyone knows the car now. Everyone understands the setup. Everyone knows what they're getting into, so you can actually really just go for the race. You're not learning anything at this point. You know, by this stage of the GSMC, you're used to your car, aren't you? You're just in tune with it.
You're used to the car, you know how it reacts in various weather conditions. You know how to drive it effectively. I don't want to say you don't know how to drive at the start, but you still, as you said, you're still learning it. You're still going, oh, what does this do when I press the accelerator at this point in the corner? So
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, this is always the one I look forward to the most, and we have had some amazing overtakes. Lynchy isn't giving up on Oblong, actually. I'm seeing them within half a second of each
no,
other.
and Oblong runs slightly wide there, so that's going to allow Lynchy to catch up slightly.
Let's have a ride on board with it. So Lynchy is battling hard with Oblong. J71, what's the news on Oblong, Jay? He's like my little go-to
Oh, ASCII, oh my god, that's a big hit.
ASCII into the wall. Oh my days, whereabouts is he on track?
I believe he is...
Safety car, safety car, safety
We've got
car.
a safety car in the last 10 minutes of the race. This is
ASCII has returned to the
incredible
pit.
stuff. And so ASCII has retired with damage, and we have a safety car out on track here with a car retired. So this is our second safety car. So struggling with tyres. ASCII just come into the chat and said his game crashed.
Oh no.
That, oh my god. So we see people flying into the pits, Schmidt into the pits here. So we've got Twin Flow and Spook here. They can't overtake each other. Oh my days, listen to the chat.
I cannot believe that. That's absolutely done us.
I don't know
How many
who.
people are going to take that?
Oh,
Go?
yeah. Or
That's
that's just
seven and a half
ruined,
minutes,
that's
that
ruined
last 5
everything,
minutes
mate.
racing.
I'm down at 28 front left. I can't fight with this.
So the Brum boys aren't happy with the safety car. They're talking about, like, I think they might have missed their pit window. We see Frozen Droid back in the pits, Jack in the pits. They're saying they've got low front tyres. Oh, here we go, nice bunching going on. Fruity, absolutely terabyte. We have a safety car here. Where is the safety car? Is the safety car out on track yet? I think he might
not
be
sure,
round this
but
first
this is
corner.
This
Oh,
is
I dunno.
looking like it could be an Abu Dhabi 6-star situation ending.
I
For
agree.
those,
Where
for
is-
those Mercedes fans, I am sorry for giving you PTSD.
I haven't seen the safety car out yet.
I have not seen it. Apparently it is out.
Oh, there
on
he is.
track.
There
There
he is. I see him. So the Twin Flow boys have caught up. JR still hasn't pitted. So that's interesting, I think. So yeah, we just need everyone to bunch up. What?
But
oh,
this
God.
bunching up over the field is going to be very interesting for the race.
It's got to take a little while, I think. We don't allow back markers to unlap themselves.
No, Mikey, no, Mikey.
So yeah, we don't allow back markers to unlap themselves, so they remain in place. We just wait for the field to gather up, and then we send them on their way again. So where is Ricky Town in relation to this? He's just going through the S's there. Yeah, look, ASCII. I can't. The Wild Boys is in the pits as well. He is probably going to jump onto the back of the train as it goes through. So who is that sitting in third place? Is that so Frozen Droid is in fourth,
That is,
but he's actually in third because he's a lap down, isn't he?
that is
Yes.
correct, yep.
So it's actually JR and Ricky Pan should be the next in order, but yeah, they're going to be...
They're going to be,
all in
with
front
the
of
lap cars, it's going to be an odd one anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
And I would rather we, unlike Abu Dhabi, I'd rather end on racing rather than
Yeah, yeah. So
when seeing certain number of cars go
how long?
through.
We've got 5 minutes remaining and we're still waiting for people to bunch up here. There's a car just ahead of the second. I think that might be Wild Boys managed to get out of the pits just ahead of this train. So we've just seen...
Wild Boys is still 5 laps down it as well.
Yeah, so it'd be okay to let the safety car... I think the safety car is in this lap though.
Lee, can you confirm? Yeah, Lee just told me he has thrown it for 2, so I believe the safety car is in this lap.
Okay, I didn't hear it from the race director comms, but I just noticed...
Safety car in this
Oh,
lap.
here we go. The safety car is in this lap. I noticed the lights went off on the safety car. So, this has just bunched the field back up again.
It has bunched the field up, but there is these back markers in between the main competitors. JR
Yeah.
is going to have to go through 1, 2, 3, several cars. I believe that's.
So is that Ricky Tan? No, that is so yeah. So Ricky Tan is now at the back of this queue. Oh, we see Schmidt almost lose it, I think. So yeah, Ricky Tan is what, 2 cars. So he's whatever that is in front of him. Is that Jack in front of him? Yeah, so that is a Jack in front of him.
Yeah.
But Jack is behind him. But Jack is on newer tyres, so Jack's not going to let him pass.
So this is going to be a very interesting to use non-profane language. Last few laps.
So what have we got? 3 minutes and 14 seconds. That's wide on board with Twinflow. He now becomes the de facto safety car as we get ready to get this race underway. What interesting
And he's
way.
going early.
Oh,
he's going
spun.
early.
Oh, he did. He spins it on the last corner.
He held it very well there.
It gets underway, but that's going to be slowed down the back straight. But I think I see people all behind. We see Ricky Tan now getting underway in P4. He needs to chase down JR. That is closed the gap for him. Can JR get those tyres back? And we're seeing FRD Racing super slow from turn 1 there.
And Frozen as well, getting a little bit squirrely as well.
Oh, look at this dude, 3 wide. We see Jack trying to power through because Jack's on the new tyres. Jack made a pit stop, but I think that was a mistake because he's now nearly a lap down. And we see Ricky Tan go through the inside at the bottom of the hill on Sliler. What a great move from Ricky Tan. So Ricky Tan needs to do it. Abu Dhabi finish. No, Mikey says Terabyte. Yes, I know. No, Mikey, no, this is not it.
Good right.
But this is what we call a motor race. Who is that in front? So let's watch JR to see how well he's doing. So
Let's get Jack and JR. Jack going around the inside.
Force
Taking
JR
the
wide.
position.
So Ricky Tan needs to fight this. Ricky Tan needs to be on the back of JR to get the podium. So this is what we're watching. We're watching the fight for podium basically, but with these back markers. And is that, I think that, is that Schmidt in between? Is that Schmidt in between Jack and... So whoever, someone just got out of the way of Ricky Tan, so that might have been Schmidt there.
Yeah, that is Schmidt, and he just locked up into...
Oh, I nearly took him out. So look at this. So we
Nearly
now
took him
have Ricky Tan 1 second behind...
And Jack making a move on Lynchy as well, ahead.
Yeah, Jack's on those new...
Down the
those
inside.
fancy new tyres here. But so Ricky Tan now only a second behind JR, and they are in the right position. So, and I think this is our last lap. What
Yep,
is it? What was
Jack and Lynchy backling into the first corner. Jack going a little bit wide. But it looks like he's made that move stick.
Yeah, and we see now JR trying to get past Lynchy, and Lynchy, to be a good teammate here, could make this very difficult for JR.
He very much could do.
In fact, that's what he should be doing. Just make this difficult for JR. I don't want to take my eyes off this, but I need to see Twinflow cross the line. Where is he? He's going down the
Twinflow
back
is just
straight.
going back into Starkey straight. So this
Okay.
may be our last lap here.
So we see JR trying to go around the inside. Look at this, Ricky Tan! Nearly at the inside of JR here. And they're heading down the back straight. This is incredible stuff here. The Brum boys have sandwiched JR and are not letting him through.
JR late on the brakes there, almost into the back of Lynchy.
Ricky Tan needs to get a good run, but we see Twinflow here, 8 seconds to go, so he is going to cross the line. I want to see if Ricky goes for the dive, hard on the brakes here. JR's going to get the cut back, but can Ricky Tan get the power down? Oh, he runs in wide. JR runs in wide, and we see Twinflow crossing the line to win the Apex Cup. Twinflow crosses the line, wins the Apex Cup. Congratulations to him. Can Ricky Tan finish ahead? No, he can't. So Ricky Tan just misses out on the podium there from JR, but look at that, as he crosses the line. Frozen Droid, oh, these guys have all finished now because they were in between the FLD Racing team. So we have our Apex Cup winner, which is Twinflow here. I don't know his points on, but just for the fact that he finished ahead, he has won the Apex Cup, and I would imagine Spook is going to be ecstatic because the full one-ton racing team have also won the team championship here. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff here. Terabyte says, brilliant racing and fantastic commentary from you both. Xanax, see you at the next gig.
Thank you, and thanks for having me, Boost. That was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, no worries. That was a phenomenal race here at the GSMC. What a way to round off the Apex Cup. I mean, quickly, Xanax, while we're watching these guys return back to the pit, what would be your highlight of the races you've done?
The highlight of the races I did in this season, Knockhill, first podium.
Oh, yes. That was a great one.
So I can't say that cannot be the highlight, but that's really it.
Dadbeard Gaming says, thanks for the commentary, guys. Dadbeard, you are more than welcome. Thank you very much for turning up and watching us here at the GSMC. We will be back, and I'm going to make this announcement now, and I don't normally do this, but it's been an open secret. We are going to be back shortly in the spring, and we're going to be racing GT3 cars. So look out for the announcement when we start that up. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Just search for the GSMC. We do have all the highlights of the races that we've done so far this season on there. Give that a good look. I want to thank everyone here for watching and commenting. It means loads to us here at the GSMC. The guys, when we finish racing, they watch back this live stream and they love to see all your comments. They love all of the stuff. So all the guys absolutely adore seeing it happen here. I want to thank Flea. Actually, I'm going to unpause Flea so you can hear him live. Flea, I want to thank you, mate, for race directing for us this season. It has been a massive
It's been
help.
a pleasure.
And Xanax,
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
genuinely, I've had a fantastic time with you this evening, mate. Thank you very much for
Same
keeping
thing,
the
mate.
company.
It's been a blast. It's been a blast.
So from everyone here at the GSMC, that is the Apex Cup. Congratulations to Twinflow and Spook for wrapping it up. We will see you at the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye. You guys can say bye.
Bye.
You know want see me shine. Don't vex when you get married. Me now make trouble stress my brain. Cut checks me, I cut to the chase.